And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another scene set in the Chronicles of as Vampire Requiem for London. Tonight we set the scene with Nikolai, who is heading towards the administrative offices of a rather notorious PMC within the circles of his kind. What?
Right. So,
I was just going to ask, like, what vehicle? What kind of? How's Nikolai approaching the building?
Nikolai's actually not approaching the building first. So,
Okay.
he figures he needs a man on the inside for this break-in. And he's recently got a new coil call to service. So his first break-in is going to be actually at Dominic Larson's place.
Okay. So, to move that particular matter forward, would you like to just roll me a wits larceny and a wits stealth roll?
Sure.
As you stalk this guy around the city and try to look for an opening to bind him to your will.
One success on the larceny.
That's all you need.
And 3 successes on the stealth roll.
Okay. So, you know your best shot to get him is probably when he's at home and the security is furthest away from him. So you hatch a plan to break into his house. Getting past the security isn't really the hard part. Obfuscate sort of takes care of that whole issue for you. He lives in a fairly large house. Very upper scale, dude's a multi-millionaire. Quite grand. But no, the difficult part is dealing with all of the electronic and digital security that you cannot so easily mask yourself from. But use your obfuscate. You avoid the cameras as much as you can. You'll make your way over to security room. And you deal with the footage there, either putting it on loop and getting rid of any incriminating footage. Then you make your way into his home proper, and you effectively begin binding him in his sleep.
Yep. Once he's actually bound, fully bound to me. Going to take out one of the bottles I managed to procure of previously of fresh blood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just drink that to recover 3 vitae.
Okay.
Before I'm going to quietly wake him up.
Okay. You just wake him up out of bed?
No, good point. Is he in bed with his wife, I assume?
Yes.
All right. Going to leave the room, and I assume I have access through all this to his cell through my stalking. So I'll call the cell phone.
Okay. The phone buzzes for a good 10 seconds before it's eventually answered. Yes, is this?
A friend. I have something that you might be interested in. I would like to meet. The sooner the better.
I don't have to consider whether he would feel the bond to you over the phone. Would he recognize it yet? I assume he would. I assume he'd react as if he were bound in this sense because it's you talking to him, right?
Yeah.
You might not know your name, but I assume he's still bound to you. So yeah. Yeah, he'll say continue.
Come meet me in person and we can talk.
Where?
And I'll give him a nearby park.
He will
Before
say he'll
me.
be there in 15 minutes.
Come alone.
Okay.
And I'll head out of his house and wait for him at that park.
He'll show up to the park. Alone? No friends, no security.
I'll look
Very much
around.
looks like he just got out of bed.
Yep, double check that. Then give a smile and hold out my hand. The name's Well, the name's not important. Most folks call me Nick. I have a proposition for you. This corporation you work for, Gauntlet, has been making waves in the wrong places at the wrong time. Mainly your boss. I was wondering, how would you like to own Gauntlet instead? Or at least see it transfer hands and receive a generous stipend.
It would be an opportunity for me.
Can you repeat that?
He says it would be an opportunity for me.
Really?
He sounds about as placid as I make him sound.
Right. Any emotions coming through the what's it called? Not blood bond, but blood sympathies.
No, nothing that you can determine.
Are you interested in this opportunity?
Yes.
Very well then. I will be needing to access the central point of the central point of headquarters. Will you help get me in there?
Yes.
Very well. Why don't you get dressed and prepared, and we will head there right now.
Okay, I'll see you there in half an hour.
All right. And I'm going to head towards the building.
Okay. He, as you say, needs to prepare himself, so it takes a little bit longer this time. Closer to half an hour.
When he arrives, I'm going to chain up with him.
Okay.
Which let me roll for that. All right, one success. That's enough to establish the chain. And then I'm going to spend a willpower to spoof the network. So I'm spoofing the network to fool into believing, using his connection to Gauntlet, to fool the Gauntlet corporation to believing I belong here.
Okay. So we'll gain a bonus to Basically, any social role involving gauntlet security and
Yep.
or the company as a whole, and they'll generally leave you be.
Yep. So this way, when I can just walk in with him.
You just walk in through the front entrance.
I'm having him walk in through the front entrance. I'm probably going to try to enter through one of the more back entrances. Keeping my eye out for camera. No, I'm going to walk in through the front entrance with my hood up. It's late at night.
Okay. So you enter through the main entrance with your new shareholder friend.
Yep.
The building isn't actually that large. It's corporate HQ is a very fancy way of saying administration. So the building isn't actually super huge. It's really only a few floors. There's the first floor, which is really just a sort of public reception area, that sort of thing, and then it has 2 or 3 extra floors above that for company meetings, upper management, high level administration, etc., etc.
Right.
So
As I'm
security is also less tight here.
Of course, this isn't where the big guns are. This is just where
this
the
is where
money
the guns are. Yeah. Turns out they really care about those guns not falling into the hands of other people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. I'm going to have him lean me towards the HQ, but I'm going to be careful keeping my eye out for security cameras and stuff like that to keep while I'm walking casually, to keep it so my face is always really hidden from those cameras.
Yeah. You can avoid having your face shown in the cameras, although avoiding some of the cameras, avoiding your image being depicted in them is sometimes impossible. You can avoid some of them, but not all of them. If there's a camera just looking all the way down a hallway, then you can't really hide from that, for example.
I'll adjust my body posture as I'm going down these places. Make it seem
down.
Yeah. Keep my head down, hold myself in a different way. Make it harder for folks to identify me just from the shape of my shape, sort of thing.
There is still security, although they're very lightly armed. They're not holding assault rifles or anything too extreme. Although it is much more heavily secured than the average admin building. There is an active security presence, and it's not just some large guy with a nightstick. These do look like trained professionals.
Is Dominic enough to get through the security?
Yeah, they don't bother you.
Right.
I mean, you look out of place, but you spoof the network, and
Yeah.
and you're already with somebody who has a lot of authority, so they're not going to ask questions.
All right. So I'm going to have him leading me up to HQ.
Would you have
to the servers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a server room.
All right.
It's quite easy for you to get in. Dominic has access to almost every part of this building, so you're able to get in without a fuss.
All right. So heading in, I'm going to plug in my computer and try accessing the network. I'm looking for routing numbers, bank codes, as well as any little interesting secret or bit that I can grab.
Okay. If I recall, this is an intelligence plus computer check, plus any bonuses you get from equipment, minus the overall sophistication of the computers, or like the infrastructure setup. So I think this is, so it'd be intelligence plus computers plus any bonus you would have from any equipment you have.
All right.
Minus 4, because this is a very, very sophisticated setup.
So it's intelligence or what?
Intelligence.
All right. I'm first going to spend another will and download Kung Fu.
How much computers do you currently have?
Only one.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing this.
Woo. Oh wow! Exceptional success.
Yep. So I have 8 against now.
So
let me actually roll that computer.
Yeah, let's see just how high you can roll.
Again. Whoops, wrong roll. Got to add something to that.
You just re-rolled the 3 9s and the 8 you got from one of the 10s.
Oh no, that was a roll to activate this ability.
Okay.
That was to activate download Kung Fu, which gives me 8 again on computer rolls, as well as boost my dice roll. But that is 5 successes.
You can only the connections you currently have, or rather the chain you're currently connected to, only links you to somebody with up to computers free. So you can only get up to computers free.
So yeah, no, I have computers 3. Then my intelligence is 3. Then I have a specialty. Through this thing, I got a specialty in hacking 7. Then my laptop is equipment 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I've rolled 10 dice total and got 5 successes.
Nice. Yeah, you're in and you're out. It barely even takes you a minute to get in. During this time, Dominic's just sort of looking at you on a computer, so he just sort of... Oh, sorry. I'm coughing a lot. But yeah, you get all manner of information, everything from financial details to emails to very personal information. And you find some very incriminating information as well in relation to the business. Largely the extrajudicial activities it's been engaging in on behalf of the kindred populace, which of course would not go down well at all in a court of law. In fact, would probably be a national scandal at best.
All right. So right now, going to have to figure out what to do next. One possibility is reroute the money from here onto offshore account, or figure out if there's any way to actually take control of the company as a whole and oust Gauntlet. But I think that's more risky and wouldn't really fly or be secure.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to make any big sweeping changes in the moment because, for example, if you started rerouting money to separate accounts, banks tend to cotton onto that extremely quickly and would compensate the company in question for it. So it wouldn't actually inflict any lasting damage and would probably only create a paper trail for you.
Can I plan?
Transfer? Oh.
Go ahead.
Well, as for the transfer of ownership, well, there's going to be paper copies of that. That's going to more or less put that whole issue to bed. Although it would probably, depending on who you transfer ownership to, it may create an external issue for the business that it has to deal with in the short term. That at the very least is going to distract it in some capacity, but certainly not stop it. You would need to track down all paper copies and all archived copies and destroy them, and well, that's kind of its own kettle of fish.
Yeah. So a couple things. So first things first, is this an air gap system?
I have no idea what that means.
It means, are the servers actually connected to the internet or are they air gapped? So the only way to access them is through the building.
Air gapped, definitely air gapped.
All right. So can I insert a worm to funnel money, slowly funnel money out of the accounts?
Yeah, you could try that.
All right.
I mean, it's not.
That's only the first step.
Yeah. You can do three things. On the third thing, something will happen. So
Right.
you can do. You have the time to do a small list of nefarious hackers.
All right. That didn't work. Next is I'm going to try to get so I got 0 successes on that, so that doesn't work. Second thing is I'm going to try to get all the passcodes for that building that has the guns and everything. Can you hear me? Hello? All right, I can't hear you. I'm going to try logging off, then logging back into this. Can you hear me now?
I've been my fault. I.
All right, now I can hear you.
Yeah, my microphone was being. Okay, yeah, I'm still here. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm finally good. Thank God. Yeah,
Right.
it conked out again. It's fine now. Yeah, sorry. I was just asking what was the third thing you wanted to do. Sorry.
So the second thing was get all the passcodes and everything. Third thing is create a program that will siphon. How should I say this? All right. Will blind contact emails or forwards emails from the server to another server of my choosing.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So any information they send out, I have copies of.
Nice. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
All right. So those are the three things I'm doing.
All right. So you begin sifting through this time very literal network and making changes to it to suit your needs. Several dozen minutes pass by as not really a lot happens as you focus on your work. But it's about the time that you're about to finish your third modification, shall we say. That an alarm in the building goes off.
I look up. I'm in the server. Can I check where the alarm sounded from?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fire alarm.
I mean, it sounds like a security alarm, right?
It sounds very much like the security alarm, yeah.
Is it? I'm saying I'm in the server, so that's probably shows the origin of this security alert. Is it the server room?
If you go to look, yes.
Yes, it's a security room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, server room.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to quickly pack up and activate obfuscation.
Okay, what level of obfuscation do you have?
3.
3. Okay, and yeah, you can just up and vanish. If I recall.
And I'm going to move hide behind one of the servers so I can give you as I approach one quietly and stealthily approach one of the doors.
Okay.
Can I tell what's happening?
Yeah, you approach one of the doors, or rather, you go to approach one of the doors. It takes you a little bit to sort of look at the origin of the security alarm and then pack up.
Yeah.
As you approach one of the doors, several of the security guards from earlier come bursting into the room, pistols out.
Can I try to, while they're coming bursting into the room, can I try to slip out of the door?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So do I need to roll something for that, or can I just do it?
if you're just vanished, I don't think there's any way they can actually perceive you, so it's not a roll. You've spent that, and it just I think just the use of obfuscate free. It's not a roll, it's just an expenditure of blood, if I recall. Yeah. So, all right. Then yeah, you're able to just walk past them. Something you do notice though is that when you do and you begin walking down the hallway, you do notice there's sort of a moment, there's sort of a few seconds of confusion, and a couple of them turn around, like not looking at you, but sort of looking in your direction and sort of vaguely following where you're going. They clearly can't see you. but something or someone clearly can. As
So,
but they clearly can't see you, and it's whatever's directing them is coming from their earpiece. Like they're clearly being given directions.
can I, as I'm moving along, analyze that connection?
You can try and use the chain and scan it.
All right. We 3 successes.
So it is it's you scan it and it simply leads you to one of the security officers in the security room. Appears to be attempting to track you through the security camera footage.
All right. Where's Dominic right now?
Oh, pardon?
Where's Dominic?
You don't see him, actually.
Do I sense where he is through blunt sympathy?
Um, when you try to sense him with blood sympathy, you realize you cannot sense him. As in, it is as if there is no sympathy between you two.
Well, that got cut off quickly. Well, time to leave.
Do you want to make me a quick wits plus occult roll?
Sure.
Okay. So because you're actively trying to force a sympathetic connection and it's normally passive, you realize quite quickly that uh that that there is no sympathy between you two. Given how you acquired sympathy, or given how you were to acquire sympathy with this person, you come to the conclusion pretty quickly that he may have already been bound before you reached him, and he may have even been a ghoul.
Yeah, no, I've kind of figured that. What the whole thing with my my thing is that can cut off other people. Since I do direct 3 sympathy, that automatically cuts off other 3 sympathies, from my understanding, or other 3 blood bonds. You know what I mean?
I don't see anything in the Call of the Voivode outside of blood cleansing ritual that overrides current blood bonds.
So no, what I'm talking about is when you look at, let me go up to, when you look at blood bonds themselves, it says if you have a blood bond.
Yep.
Other blood bonds of 1 and 2 can't be established from what I've read and understand, and this is the whole purpose of the plan, was a blood 3 blood bond can then override a previous blood bond.
But wait, how could it? It wouldn't override a pre-existing first stage blood bond, because then you wouldn't be able to establish your own first or second step to even reach the third step.
No. So let me read this. Mechanical. Once a blood bond reaches third stage, it shatters all other existing blood bonds and prevents. Oh, damn it! I missed that part. Prevents further bonds from forming.
Yeah. So, like,
I wouldn't
you
have used
waited
this.
probably already. Yeah.
I wouldn't have used this if I had remembered that.
It's fine. You at least got what you came for.
Yep. Based on my face.
He did. But given that you know how you're being tracked, you know that they probably won't be able to find you outside the building once you're able to get away from the cameras.
Hi, Chris.
So, time to run.
Sorry about that. To avoid the cameras, you just want to make me a quick wits plus stealth roll.
Yep. On the plus side, he's probably addicted to my blood now, at least.
That is also true. He almost certainly is. Even if he's tasted somebody else's blood, he's definitely going to have a particular taste for yours, given your mystery. In fact, I think that's actually built into the first art.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's dice cool. Don't worry, I made that mistake a lot when I first used this dice bot. I thought Tom was rolling sidekick instead of dice cord.
Three successes.
Okay, then you're able to avoid the cameras. And you're able to at least get out of range of the building, at which point the security is not really able to track you any longer. The front exits are sealed, but they can't seal every exit before you get to one of them, particularly since you are supernaturally fast.
Yep.
And some cameras you can avoid and just spend that moment to go much faster than you should be going. And once you're out, you are largely home free, at least for the moment. You know that Dominic is still out there, and you know that the security footage of yourself, not of your face, that you'll need to deal with at some point, but outside of that, you have a lot of information. You've messed with their servers. They'll likely be looking to resolve that now, as they'll know you've been in the server room, but at least for a time, you should be getting a lot of very, very sensitive information from them.
All right. And I have all the information I already copied onto my computer too. So, Yay. Time to lay low for the next couple of months.
Yep. State-of-the-art Windows Vista laptop. Nothing like it. Never will be again. Yeah. you escape into the night with your hide intact, and given the amount of security that was looking for you, quite fortunate that you had the capacity to hide yourself. As even for a kindred, that may have been a few too many mortals.
All right.
Yeah, and I think with that, unless you have anything else you'd like to do, at least immediately for the night, can end the scene there.
I'm good. Thank you for the scene.
All right. Thank you, Per, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.